Hello, Psych Class 1003, Intro to Human Behavior. My name is Gerald Brown, and my presentation is over ingratiation. So what is ingratiation? Ingratiation is the attempt of getting in someone's good graces by the use of flattery. This can be foreseen in an example of complimenting your psychology professor in order to get a good grade. So how is ingratiation connected to human behavior? This can be seen through Chapter 6's The Self, through the subsection talking about managing impressions, and through the impressions of the self and how others view us. In Case Study 1, which is the social imitation of alcohol consumption and ingratiation motives in young adults, this connection can be made through peer pressure. Through Case Study 2, to flatter the jury, ingratiation during closing statements, it can be made a connection through persuasion. Impressions and their importance. An impression is how someone is viewed and thought of by others. So this can be seen as your first impression, and like a first impression, once it is made, it will forever be attached to someone. Even if it is forgotten, it still was the first impression they made. And ingratiation is one of the best ways to make a first impression, and is often used so much because of its ability to make a good impression. As seen in the bottom right corner, in the picture, it demonstrates some ways that an ingratiation can be used in a job interview, and through compliments and shared interest, there are ways to tackle an employment interview. However, if you do too much ingratiation, over-complimenting, you can lack genuineness. In Case 2, social imitation of alcohol consumption and ingratiation motives in young adults, the study is over how social ingratiation can affect alcohol consumption on young adults because due to the higher the doubt of social acceptance, the higher the chance of ingratiation through underage drinking may be. So, what that means is that they put someone in a room and the test giver did not drink as much, or they drank more, and depending on how stressful the situation was as to whether or not the test subject felt they were included or not, they matched the pattern of the test giver. So, as seen in the chart below, the higher the heightened ingratiation condition, heavy drinking is higher than on the reduced ingratiation condition, going from a 7.8 to a 5.7. In Case 2, to flatter the jury, ingratiation during closing statements, the study covered is the effect of different levels of ingratiation from a closing statement of an attorney on a jury due to the fact of likability. So, through persuasion, in the way of ingratiation, the defense attorney, depending on how much ingratiation was used during their speech, as seen in the table on the bottom right, the likability went up when there was low to moderate levels of ingratiation, as opposed to none or high. And as mentioned in the Chapter 6 model, the more you use more genuine ingratiation, the better your odds, whereas if you use just straight ingratiation. So the results were, of course, that the lower to moderate level ingratiation had a more positive effect of likability as opposed to high or no ingratiation. So, in conclusion, ingratiation is integral to many aspects of ourselves. It allows us to easily make better impressions of ourselves, while simultaneously making it easier to persuade others. However, it can also make us feel a sense of needing to belong and to fall into the pressures of peer pressure to help us feel accepted. My references. I thank you very much.